Friends, today we are going to talk about a film that is made by mixing grief, revenge, and parallel universes together. This film begins with a question that shakes the heart of every person who has ever lost someone close. If you had the power to correct that mistake again and again, would you be able to fix it forever? Deb, a diner waitress, is working this evening the same way she does every day, announcing specials, giving menus, serving coffee to customers. But today, one customer looks a little strange. This customer is our protagonist, Irene. Irene's face is hard to read. There is tiredness in her eyes, and even while sitting in the diner, she is actually somewhere else. Deb asks her to eat something, but Irene refuses. She just takes something for the road and leaves. In the background, a song is playing, build me up again, tear me down again. This song is not just music, it is the soundtrack of Irene's whole life. She is following a car, and as soon as the car stops in front of a house, and a man gets out of it and goes inside the house, Irene also enters his house and confronts that man. At gunpoint, she is asking him about a little girl. That man is scared and tries to save himself by saying, number 12. But Irene's questions do not stop. She asks what that girl's name was, what she looked like, where she is, and the answer comes, her name was Anna. Anna lived her entire life in only 14 years. 14 years. Irene's pain comes fully to the surface in this moment. She asks, for this? Just so that her life gets connected to yours? So that she could be thrown into a drain? That man starts begging. Irene asks where she is. Does he even remember her? And the answer she gets or does not get makes the entire pain of the story understood in one moment. Anna was Irene's daughter, who was kidnapped and killed by someone. Friends, this is the wound around which the entire film moves. Irene returns to the diner that night and asks Deb, is Neville working today? Deb tells her Neville called in sick. Gustavo and Marvin are in the kitchen. Irene's face pauses for a second. She knows Neville. And we too will soon know who Neville is. He is the same man who took Anna and killed her. He works here, in this diner, like a chef. Normal, ordinary, as if he did nothing at all. Scene cuts to Irene running somewhere. Police are behind her. Police radio warning in pursuit of suspect. There is a car chase. Officers are trying to stop her. Irene does not stop the car. Then an attempt to enter a building. Breach, breach, cries are heard. All this tells us that Irene is not on any ordinary mission. She is a woman who works outside the system, who runs from the police, who does not follow rules. Meanwhile, friends, we are shown another life of Irene. She is standing outside a grief support meeting. Here we meet our second important character, Jonathan. Jonathan is a middle-aged man whose wife passed away some time ago. He also comes to these meetings. The two meet outside. They have small conversations, asking for a lighter, offering nicotine gum, joking around. Jonathan offers sweaty nicotine gum. Irene smiles and accepts it. A light-hearted moment, which brings a little light into this dark story. Both go to a bar. Jonathan tells the story of his first meeting, how he accidentally went to the wrong meeting, where people were telling stories of drug addiction and meth labs, and he was afraid that he would also have to tell some equally horrifying story. He started remembering Breaking Bad episodes. Irene laughs, but there is a depth in her laughter. Then she talks about herself in her first meeting. She was trying to gather the courage to talk about her daughter, but a crying 20-year-old boy took the whole floor, and when it was found out that he was crying only because his girlfriend left, Irene felt a little irritation. You lost your daughter? Jonathan pauses for a moment. Irene replies that is an old thing. While coming out of the bar, an elderly woman tries to recognize Irene Mrs. Baker, who was a teacher. She mistakes Irene for Irene Kelly. Her daughter stops her. Mom, she is not her. Irene Kelly passed away. She was found after her daughter died. This moment shakes Irene, a woman who left the world herself after losing her daughter. Is Irene also on that same path? She quickly makes an excuse and starts leaving. Jonathan stops her, asks if she is okay. And then, friends, Irene says something that completely shocks Jonathan and us. She says, Jonathan, we have met before. Last week, the week before that, the week before that too. Jonathan thinks maybe he ate something. He tries to take the matter lightly. But Irene is serious. She tells him we go to this bar, and then we are in your car. This is what a monogamous relationship is like for me. Jonathan is shocked. Irene tells him we have met hundreds of times in parallel universes. In one universe, we were together for 2 months. She says, I travel through the multiverse to find my daughter, to find a world where she was not kidnapped, where she was not killed. But in every universe, in every single one, Anna is dead. The changes are so small that they are hard to recognize. That is why I keep killing that bastard again and again, again and again. I cannot stop. I cannot let it go. He took everything from me. I do not know what I am anymore. Guess what happened that same night? Irene once again reaches that place in that world where Neville hides. But this time something is different. There is a girl there, scared, locked in the dark. "Get the f*** away from me," she screams. Irene tells her that she is on her side. She gets her out of there. "If he jumps on us, stab him in the stomach and run." This time Neville gets out. He escapes. Irene gets frustrated. She will find him. Friends, this girl is Mia. And this is the character that gives this film a new direction. Mia is a 15-year-old girl who lives in a group home on Fletcher for kids with behavioral problems. She ran away on the same day Neville picked her up. "What a bullshit kind of luck," she says. Neville picked her up in broad daylight, wearing a tie, saying, "I am looking for my dog." She is angry at herself that she believed him. Irene tells her, "You are not stupid." Irene wants to drop Mia at the police station. Mia has only one demand. She wants to go to Echo Canyon, the place where Neville sometimes hides, where his condemned property is. She wants to see that man die. "I just need to know he is dead. I will never be able to sleep again until then." Irene clearly refuses. She will not take Mia there. Mia finally agrees that she will go to the police station, and Irene gives her some money for the vending machine. Mia says thanks and walks off alone. But Mia is Mia. She does not go to the police station. She goes into a store. There she takes ammunition. In the same store, there is a young girl who jokes with her by saying something like "bullet" and tries to shopwalk some things. A little later, Jonathan is on the highway and sees Mia standing on the side of the road hitchhiking. Mia drives past, but the ground slips from under his feet when he thinks what could happen to this girl. Mia gets picked up by a truck driver, Darla. She agrees to drop her on the road to Echo Canyon. The canyon is about 2 hours north. Darla knows Mia is a runaway. She shares a story from her own life with her. The first time running away from home, for a girl, and coming back after 2 days. She tries to explain to Mia that it is okay to ask for help in life. Mia's reply is that she is not running from problems, she is going toward them. A strong line. At a rest stop, the vehicle stops, and there Irene arrives. She asks Mia for the gun back, the gun that Mia stole from her pack. Darla sees the situation and understands something is wrong. Mia quickly explains, "She is my aunt, got me." The situation works. Irene gives Darla some money for Mia's pancakes and takes Mia into the car. In the car, there is a confrontation. Irene tells Mia, "Give me the gun and go home." Mia says, "Okay, then I will ask that truck driver for a ride again." Irene knows what risk there is for a 15-year-old girl alone on the highway. In the end, a deal happens. Mia will follow Irene's words for 24 hours. When Irene says she will stay in the hotel. When Irene says she will stay quiet. And the next day, she will go to the police station. They will move to Echo Canyon before dawn because Neville is paranoid at night, and in the morning he lets his guard down. Mia agrees, very reluctantly. They have to stop at a convenience store for the night. Here, a mysterious thing of Irene is seen, a device that she hides in her pack. Mia sees it and asks, "Is this a bomb?" Irene says it is not. Stay away from it. Inside the store, Mia tries to steal wine. Store owner Gus catches her. "I am 15 years old," Mia confesses. Gus calls the police. Now the situation is tight. Irene has to decide. She can go to the police station, but her face can now come in the news, which will make her mission difficult. Then she gives Mia an instruction. "Give me the bullets. On the count of 3, go out the door. Go hide in the truck. 1, 2, 3, Mia runs. The police have arrived outside. Irene activates that mysterious device, and suddenly both of them are somewhere else in a flash. Police, store, Gus, everything disappears in one moment. What the just happened? Mia rubs her eyes. Irene has brought her into a parallel universe. They are in another place, a small roadside area, where everything is a little different. A shopkeeper sees them and notices blood on Irene's hand. He offers a Band-Aid. Irene buys a pickup truck from him that is on sale for $1,200. Now they have a new vehicle and a new world. The truth is, friends, Irene now tells Mia the full story. She says, "We live in a multiverse." Mia is not as shocked as expected. She has studied physics and creative writing in school. She knows the concept of the multiverse. Irene explains this is not like sliding doors. It is more complicated. The man Irene shot in that universe was never shot in this universe. He is alive. And in the same way, Neville is alive in every universe. Not for long, Irene says. But then a big problem. Smoke starts coming out of Irene's machine kept in the truck. Mia screams, "Irene! The car is on fire!" The machine's fuel core has burned out. Major twist. Without the fuel core, they cannot travel to any universe. They are stuck in this universe, at least until they get a new core. And because of that gas station incident, this gets even more complicated. Their faces can come on the news, which means they cannot go home. After settling in the motel room, Mia and Irene talk. "How long have you been doing this?" Irene's answer is, "For a long time." Mia asks. Dozens? Irene. Cold. Hundreds. Still cold. More than that. More times than I can keep track. Hearing this, Mia's eyes stay wide open. Irene tells her she kills Neville every Thursday because on Thursday he gets his salary, and that same salary funds her missions. Neville is funding his own assassination squad. A haunting detail. Mia finds out going home is not possible right now. It will take a few weeks. And where will the new fuel core come from? Irene uses a coded system, hidden coordinates in a crossword puzzle, under the name Jack Claxon, which decodes into a phone number. This is the location of those smugglers who move people from one universe to another in the multiverse. Mia says, "This is some Bourne Identity shit right here." The two of them reach those coordinates, but the smugglers are gone. Miss, they will have to find the next location, Irene explains. These smugglers hide in flea markets, way stations, abandoned houses. They do not smuggle they smuggle people. People who want to leave their universe but do not have a machine come to them. Like Underground Railroad, Mia asks. If you're lucky, Irene's cold reply. Finally, they get one location, a place where both of them go after seeing an ad. There Travis greets them, an uncomfortable, creepy man who immediately looks at Mia. Inside, in a little darkness, another character appears. Billy. Billy is a tough, business-minded woman who runs this smuggling operation. She tells them they are tour guides, not in the business of parts. Irene needs a fuel core. Billy has a refurbished Epsilon 200 model machine in which she can give them a ride, but Irene does not want to leave her own 375 model machine. A negotiation happens. The fuel core price is $10,000. Irene has only $2,200. Billy reluctantly agrees for a refurbished core. The truth is, friends, Billy and Travis are not honest. When Irene goes to show the cash, Travis jumps on Mia from behind and tries to lock them in their own machine and send them to some other universe. But Mia has grabbed a knife from somewhere. She protects herself and Irene too. Both of them get out of there. Later, Irene says, "You did good." Mia replies, if she did not have that knife, Irene would have made her the prey of those smugglers. Good thing I got my hands on a knife. After this, Irene teaches Mia shooting. Squeeze, don't pull. Aim up the side. Close one eye. Mia practices. After many tries, one perfect shot. Boom! Mia celebrates. Irene is a little amused too. It took you 5 tries. Mia's reply is, only have to hit him once. Friends, scene cuts to a house. Irene tells Mia this was her house. In this universe, her parallel version does not live here. Sometimes teens leave empty beer bottles. The two of them will squat here until Thursday because the smugglers took the rest of the cash too. Irene says, hot water still works. Washing machine too. Make yourself at home. Mia walks around, looks and says, nice place. Irene's reply comes, it was, yeah. But then Mia goes into a room where she finds something that makes her breath stop. An obituary of this universe's Irene. She had died. Irene comes into that room and stops Mia. I'd rather you didn't hang out in here. But Mia asks anyway, are you dead? Irene tells her she does not know exactly how it happened. In obituaries, they do not write how someone ended themselves. Not like I can call someone and ask. She tells her, in almost every universe, her parallel version is already dead. What makes you different? Mia asks. Irene does not know the answer. This conversation shifts into a deep emotional moment. Irene tells her, when someone loses a child, people say a person becomes numb, but they do not become numb. They become paralyzed. Everything shuts down except the brain, which keeps running in mad spirals. It does not stop, even while sleeping. Redlining, even when you sleep, you want to shut it down. You want to reset it just for 1 minute. But when sleep, alcohol, painkillers, none of them can give even 1 minute of peace, then you stop caring whether it is 1 minute or forever. It just needs to shut down. The machine gave her a purpose. If the machine did not exist, she too would have been like those parallel versions. Friends from another angle, Irene is sharing all this in her conversations with Jonathan. In many universes, she meets him and tells him her story. Jonathan warns her. He tells her that the path Irene is on will destroy her. You won't be you anymore. You won't recognize who you've become. But Jonathan also says, if you were one of the other versions, then you would have been hanging from a ceiling fan. So I'm sure as glad I ran into you. If you had never started searching, I would never have met you. And Irene says, when she first came into this universe, she had an overwhelming feeling that she should not have been here. Like we weren't even supposed to know each other. But the more time she spends with him, she feels maybe they were always meant to find each other. Jonathan feels the same. A tender, quiet moment. Two broken people who somehow find a little comfort in each other. Scene cuts to, the machine is fixed. Irene tells Mia in a fast food restaurant, the machine is working. They can go home. She offers Mia to stay with her. Clean slate, start over. But there is something else too. Irene had gone to Neville's house at night, and what she saw there, she tells Mia she should not go there. The ground slips from under Mia's feet. Am I dead? Did he kill me? Mia starts spitting fire. She cannot accept this. There's a version of me that just had God knows what happened to her. My body's been left to rot in his house, and you want to give him a f***ing pass? She says it is her right to see him, to scare him, to let him know. He killed me. I'm not gonna just let him get away with that. Irene says she cannot take the risk of watching Mia become her ghost. Mia gets furious. I'm not your daughter. I'm not Anna. This line hits Irene, and Mia too. Guess what happened? In the next moment, they are in the restaurant, Fat Burger, and Mia suddenly gets up and starts shouting, "She kidnapped me! She took me! Hello? Nobody listening?" She tells everyone Irene kidnapped her. Chaos breaks out. People panic. Someone calls the police. Yeah, this is Fat Burger. We need a police officer. The situation slips out of Irene's hands. She escapes, but here this story is in a loop, in a cycle. Friends, big twist, scene cuts to. Irene is again outside a grief support meeting. Again, Jonathan is there. Again, the same small talk. Can I bum a smoke? I quit. 7 and 7? Everything has reset. A new universe. This time Irene takes a slightly different approach. She directly says she wants to talk to someone. She is in a bad place. She is vulnerable. Jonathan invites her to come into the meeting. Irene says, forget it, and leaves. In another universe, she has to meet someone else. Scene then cuts to Irene is in the diner, the same diner, and Deb is there. But when Irene takes Neville's name, a strange expression comes on Deb's face. She says, Neville? He hasn't worked here in 15 years. Irene reels. Deb further says, he's serving 3 life sentences. Irene has a complete paradigm shift. This is the universe where Neville was caught. Here he is already in prison. This is the world where maybe something was different. Irene walks out of the diner, and there she sees a young girl. That girl looks at her, a recognizing look. And Irene also looks at her as if she is someone familiar. That girl is about to call her mom, but Irene immediately says, I am not your mom. She says, be safe, don't talk to strangers, goodbye, and leaves. A heartbreaking moment. That girl was probably the daughter of that Irene Kelly in this universe. The same Irene Kelly the elderly woman in the bar had talked about. Then comes that scene everyone was waiting for in the whole film. Mia is with Neville. He has captured her. He taunts her. Your sister was rabid too. Mia screams, she's not my sister. She's me. Neville does not understand, but he is amused. He says he finished that sister quickly. She bit him, like a dog. Now he plans to give Mia a slow death. I'm gonna let you die slow. Mia is scared, but inside she is still fighting. Irene, somebody, help! Irene arrives with a revolver. Her eyes are fixed on Neville. You stay back. You shoot again. She's dead. Neville tries to use Mia like a shield. Irene does not stop. There is chaos. Mia is screaming. Irene is looking for a chance. And in that moment, Neville's eyes go to Irene's face. He recognizes her. The news, right? One of the mothers. Is that it? And then he says that line that tears Irene's heart apart. Your daughter had your eyes. That line, friends, has everything in it. Anna's eyes. Irene's eyes. A mother's years of longing. And Neville said it so casually like some passing remark. Irene has the gun in her hand. Neville says, go ahead. And in the next moment, he is shot. Neville falls. You cannot go now. Daughter's down there waiting for you. A mother's revenge, complete. And then Mia and Irene are face to face. The girl who was saved is now standing with the woman who did everything to save her. You came back, Mia says. Irene looks at her. I don't want to do that again. Mia is tired, hurt, but alive. Irene says with a half smile, you'll never have to. Friends, this is a film that starts like a revenge story, but actually it is the anatomy of grief. Irene did not get Anna back through multiverse travel. In every universe, that girl was already dead. But on that journey, she found Mia, a girl who is not giving up on living. And maybe this is the real thing the film wants to say. The person you get tired of searching for is not found. But on the way, someone else is found who needs you just as much as you need them. So you tell me, can revenge ever heal grief? Or does it only make it bigger? Do tell in the comments.